Hey folks, welcome to our next exit. Today we've got quite a treat for you. We have met this couple that, if anybody was made for the full-time RV lifestyle, it was Chuck and Cheryl. For the last 10 or 15 years, they've been going all over New England, and they had a Class C motorhome and they've got a Jeep, and they've been going all over New England exploring old caves, old mines and caves, climbing the highest point in each state around the area. They've picked up hundreds of these geocaches where you go around the country hunting for little treasures that people have hidden, and they are just every free moment they're off on some adventure. They have a YouTube channel called We Are Mud Fun, and they video all of these adventures and put them on there, and I've watched a half a dozen or a dozen of them. And number one, they're good videos, good editors, and it's fun places they go to. But they've hit snags. This leaky slide, the brand new motorhome, their slide's been leaking for 2 years off and on, and it's rotted out the floor. Luckily, Jayco, they finally called the manufacturer and before their warranty run out, and Jayco told them to bring it to the plant, and they would pull the slide out, fix it, and get it back in. So finally, they got all that took care of. But now it's too late to sell the house, just different issues, and that's what we're going to talk about. Their transitions, the bumps in the road, and then we're going to show some snippets of some of their adventures, and you probably want to go and look at their channel and subscribe to that channel. On our website, we have a link. We'll put a link down below in the description. Click on show more, and it'll give the link to their two websites. And then on the right hand side of our website, we have a featured channel, and right now we've got their Get Gone With Us website on there. So check out their links, but first watch the video and get to know Chuck and Cheryl just a little bit. Hello folks, we got a pretty good treat for you today. We're at Rondat Valley RV Campground. We're about 100 miles north of New York City. And with us today, we met up with Chuck and Cheryl. They've got a YouTube channel, Get Gone With Us, and you're going to love some of their stuff.
Hey, welcome to our channel. I'm Chuck.
And I'm Cheryl.
I just took an early retirement last August.
And I'm going to be retiring this August.
We're about to start a brand new chapter in our lives.
By downsizing from this to this.
Meet Maggie. She's our mobile adventure Get Gone ideal explorer.
And she's pulling the Jeep, the Just Explore Every Possibility vehicle.
Yeah, we used anagrams to name them.
Our new channel is going to follow our transition to full-time RV living.
Yeah, we're going to have videos on travel, review, how-to, demos, tutorials, and much, much more. We've been, I guess what you call it, part-time RVing, weekends and 1 to 3 week excursions for the past 12 years. But we want to experience full-time RV living, and we want to take you along with us so you can experience it too.
From your YouTube channel, I was thinking you were going to go full-time in already, but something happened and you're postponing it for some reason. What?
Yeah, that was the plan. We had warranty issues with our RV. We got it to Jayco factory service, and
Do you have a Class A? What
we have a Class A. It's a 35S, which means it's really almost 37 feet. I think that's what the S stands for. Sorry.
2016.
2016.
So you bought it new?
We bought it brand new.
Okay.
Yes. Long story short, by the time we got home, all the weather was it was hot and humid, and when it wasn't hot and humid, it was torrential downpours, and we needed to, stain the whole house and get, Cheryl needed to paint inside, I was staining outside. You just couldn't do it in that heat. And then we found that the RV was still leaking. Because we got home, we had all the slides in, and it didn't leak when it
How long
rained.
had you owned it when you found out it was about this leak?
The first leaking happened probably within a couple of months.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's when we noticed it. It would leak when it was in, and it would leak when it was out.
Oh no.
Yep.
So there was no happy medium there.
Wow.
And the dealerships were telling us that they couldn't find the leak. And I'm like, just put water on it. It leaks.
And we always felt that the slide didn't work well. Like, it would drag on the floor, so it felt like it was really too low, and the seals didn't seal right.
Yeah, basically, it was not centered in the hole. And we kept being told by dealers that that's just the way that works. And then when it started leaking even worse, we were getting to the end of our warranty, so Cheryl called Jayco and said, we don't know what to do. And they said, you're more than welcome to bring it to us and we'll fix it. And they did. Of course, that came with some problems of its own too. Nothing against Jayco. I mean, they bent over backwards for us, so we have nothing but praise for them. But after they fixed everything, They did not realize it until we got there when the slide was in, because they've adjusted it so much. It was determined it was put in wrong during production. So it was adjusted so much that when it was in, the stripes no longer lined up. So then it had to go to paint.
It was kind of an OCD nightmare.
So they repainted it?
They basically repainted the whole driver's side, and they took care of a couple of issues on the passenger side for us too. So I mean, again, they were great. They were able to get us in 3 weeks. They originally said it was going to be 3 months. So we came back to New Hampshire for 3 weeks because Cheryl was still working. We went back out to pick it up, and we brought it back home because we were, going full guns now to full timing. But we got home, and again, between Mother Nature and Murphy's Law, which is what we live by, it started to leak again. And Cheryl and I actually got underneath the slide during a torrential downpour just to watch where the water was going, and we found a leak. And our intention was we were just going to use some Eternabond underneath because you wouldn't see it anyway. But as I pulled back, I took off one of the braces along the side of the slide, and underneath there is the black, Jaco called it Daco material. I pulled it back, and the wood on the edge was all starting to rot. I mean, it was 2 years old. So we called Jaco, and we went back and forth discussing it, and they said, when can you get it out here? So we were going to go there September 4th, and the company that makes the frame didn't get it to the company that builds the floor, so Jaco didn't get it for another, almost 10 days. So basically we left September 12th and said, you know what, let's practice full time because we're not going to make it out this year. So the plan is, instead of leaving before the snow flies, we're going to leave when the snow melts.
So is that a hard decision to make? You get all built up to go full time in, and
Well, we had this little thing in the back of our head that said, if we sell everything and we hate this full timing, we have to buy everything all over again.
Yeah.
And a lot of our stuff is, a few years old. It's, it's not really old. So we just decided it's a perfect opportunity and we're in no rush to do anything.
Yeah, because we felt we were being backed into a corner. And I retired last August, and Cheryl finished work this August, and we have all the time in the world.
Yep.
So why rush? We missed this perfect selling opportunity because where we live is a perfect, it's a perfect neighborhood to raise children. We live on the end of a cul-de-sac. So, we were kind of limiting ourselves to who would buy because people generally don't buy once their kids are in school.
Yeah.
So this way here, we can finish everything we have to do. And now we know what it's like. I mean, we've been out over a month, and this is we're loving it. We don't want to go home.
Yeah.
But cold winter's coming, so.
how long have y'all had this idea of full-time RV lifestyle? Is this a long-term dream or a recent thing?
2 years.
Yeah, 2 years. It was one of the main reasons that we bought the Precept.
So did I understand you say you was talking about your furniture and some of it was fairly new and not too old,
Few
and you
years
wanted to
old.
keep it? Are you storing? You're going to store it? Is that what I get out of
Some
that?
of the furniture we know for sure we're going to store. And we'll tag all of that
Let me
stuff.
give you 5, because you're the only one. We're the only ones that store stuff. Everybody else was smart enough to get rid of it.
But it's big stuff. Our bedroom furniture, we love our bedroom furniture. Well, at least I do.
No, it's fine.
We've tagged that as staying. Our living room furniture will stay. We have another set of living room furniture down in the basement and up in one of the spare bedrooms. That's going to the boy.
Yep.
That's
I
gonna
really
see
hope we
both
see
out.
you in a couple of years, because I want to ask you again, because you start doing this, like we were going to do it 2 years, and our 2 years almost up, and we don't feel like quitting at all, I don't think.
Yeah.
So our storage is adding up, and that, so I could see we're old enough where we're going to get timed out pretty soon. Something's going to happen, and we'll have to stop. But y'all could do this for 10 or 15 years.
I hope so.
And see,
Storage
we're
fees could add up quite a bit, 10 or 15 years.
But we'll have furniture waiting for us.
You will.
Furniture that
And
you
it'll be going back, because it'll be antique then.
Yeah.
Instead of new, it's now it's
Yeah,
antique.
see?
And we don't like the current antique furniture, so we'll be all set.
Were you at all nervous about driving a big RV when you first started? Because 37, 38 foot, that's not like a big pickup truck. That's,
Who are you asking?
who drives the most?
We split it.
It's 50-50.
Okay.
It's to the point when Cheryl would not drive our Class C. She did not like driving that. We got the Class A. First time she got behind the wheel, she's like, I love this. It's got to a point now, if we do a 7-hour day at 3.5 hours, she's like, hey, my turn, pull over.
I drove yesterday. He
And
drove to the gas station. I took over from the gas station.
Do y'all usually go to truck stops or the gas station, or?
if we need gas and we're driving through a city or something like that, we can pretty much judge whether or not we can fit into the gas station.
Mm-hmm.
So it's, of course, it's a little bit difficult if you're pulling the Jeep if you make a mistake and you
Because you
can't
came
make
back
the
up.
turn.
You-
There was one when we got off the last campground, or the one before this. I had gotten into the gas station and we really questioned whether we were going to be able to get out or not. But we still had a couple feet.
Because as we were pulling in, I thought she was going to go further down, but she went to the first island, and cars were parked there, and I believe they were the workers. So we were going to have to go in and say, could you please move the car so we can make the swing? Yeah, and I mean,
But we did it.
Yeah, no. I stood outside, and she drove, and I said, come on. And I told her when to turn, and we got out of there without a problem. I mean, we're a good team.
And that's the key part, is that team thing. That's how we make it work too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a lot of high fives
Yeah.
when we get through some of those.
Yeah.
We have some of our short moments, but it ends in a high five.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. That's it.
Yeah.
And type of camping, do you like a lot of the YouTube videos and stuff you see is boondocking, and then a lot of people like to go to the touristy places and all that. What kind of camping do y'all envision? A lot of boondocking, or?
I love full hookups.
Yeah?
But I know boondocking is part of the experience.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with the Class A that we have a lot of real estate up on the roof. So
So you have no solar now?
I have no solar now, but we will be putting some solar up there and probably switching over to lithium batteries. That way there, we can go with 1,000 Trails Pass, but we'll also have the solar option for boondocking out west and
So the 1,000 Trails Pass, that's the one where you have 2 weeks and then you have to be out for a week? Is that the membership y'all talking about getting? Or
no, we're looking at
We
more
want-
of the elite.
the elite? Okay.
Yeah.
So the boondocking would be just because you want to go to that area.
Because we
You
want
could
to.
be in 1,000 Trails, but you want to go see.
Right.
Yep.
Right. I want to see some of the BLM land
Yeah.
because it just looks beautiful. And with the Jeep,
Mhm.
it looks fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because we can take the RV so far, park it, and then take the Jeep and go the rest of the way.
Yep. Yep. Go see some of those old mines that are out there, some of the
Yeah,
old,
the old ghost towns. Yeah.
And y'all got, we'll get into that in a little bit, but y'all got a little experience with some of that.
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Is there any boondocking opportunities out here, or do you know of any? Or
Walnut.
Walmart, yeah. That's where we all start, our boondocking at.
We haven't done it.
No.
What's your thoughts about, I know you have a son living at your house now. It seems like a lot of people that start this, one of their main concerns, one, the husband or the wife or whatever, is nervous about leaving their friends or their family, or maybe even got little grandkids and stuff.
This is my friend. She's coming with me. We don't have any.
So there's no issues
grandchildren?
with
we don't have any
Grandchildren,
grandchildren. So, and it's, our son knows that this is what we want to do, and he knows that, we intend to come back too, every year, because we just love New Hampshire. But as far as friends go, right here. It's my
That hasn't
best
been an
friend.
issue at all then, just.
Yeah. I mean, there's a few friends, our hiking friends, that, we'll miss while we're gone. But, we'll be back during the summer to hike with them. And
Yeah.
yeah. And our son, he's at a point in his life where he's exploring his own self,
Yeah?
working through.
He's in
it.
his early 20s or something
He's
like that?
22,
Yeah.
and he's, finding his own way,
Yeah.
and he's working towards that.
Yeah.
So he's looking to get a promotion at work.
Yeah, so we're pretty proud of him.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Good.
yeah, he's a good kid.
He has a
Good.
good head on his shoulder, so he knows this is coming, so he's been preparing for it too. So
Very good.
Yeah, I mean, we'll miss him, but
So when he
There's
gets
phones.
married and has a grandbaby, is that, you got to come home and,
well,
or
not
just come
stay.
and visit?
Just
Not
come and
stay.
visit.
Come home, change a diaper and get a hug and,
might
yeah.
be a little bit more often, or a little bit longer,
Right,
but we'll see
right.
what happens.
Yeah, but it's not going to be like, oh, there's a grandchild now, we got to go home. No, we don't.
No, immediately.
No, I'm saying, you come off the road and get
Oh,
it.
yeah, yeah.
So,
We'll still stay away for the winters.
where do you think you'll be wintering? Do you have,
No place too hot.
yeah. With our,
Someplace, I like the fall. That's my favorite time of year. So it's perfect, there's no bugs.
you like to fall like anywhere, or you mean up in this area, up north?
This temperature.
New England, yeah.
So I like 60s, 50s. That's a good temperature for me.
Yeah.
I can even do 70s, but I don't want to go down to where it's 98 degrees all the time and you're sweating and
yeah,
it's
we
just
don't,
too hot.
we don't mind throwing a coat on, but after all the years we've lived in New Hampshire, we're tired of putting on the parkers and the sweaters and the hats and the gloves and,
Shoveling and
And shoveling, yes.
Yes. Yes.
yeah, mainly the shoveling.
yeah, mainly the shoveling.
So have you, but is there any, seem like the main things is a little air spot in Southern California, Arizona, and then down in Rio Grande Valley in Texas, and then in Florida.
Well,
None of those are.
well, I served in the Marine Corps. I was stationed out in 29 Palms. I'd like to go back out there and just see how it's changed, because I've heard it's really, really
and
changed.
that'd probably be a neat, in the desert out there, that BLM be a good
Yeah, that was
time to do boondocking, because you don't need heater and air conditioning and all that stuff, so your solar would take care of everything.
And I've never been further than Indiana.
No, you've been to Illinois.
Illinois. So
On this trip.
we passed through Illinois, but that's as far as I've been across the country. So there's a lot that I want to see.
We were kind of the same way, but the other side. We'd never been over here.
Right.
Exactly.
There's a lot of beautiful stuff on both sides. I would not have thought there was so much beautiful stuff that we would have enjoyed over here, but
This
there
way.
really
I
is.
also want to see Alaska, and I understand that that's going to be a summertime thing.
I think so.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Yeah, and poor Maggie on those roads too.
Yeah,
She'll be
well-
dropping some bolts, I'm sure.
That brings up maintenance. I think I know the answer to this, but are you the take it in for warranty, or find a mobile mechanic, or Cheryl, can you fix this, or how do y'all handle maintenance?
We will, now that it is out of warranty. We do have an extended warranty on it
For the big things.
for the big things, but stuff that is,
Like if the slide starts leaking again in another spot.
well, we will determine where the leak is and see if we can't stop it.
So you're not afraid of, I
No.
guess where I'm headed, you're not afraid of getting out there in the middle of nowhere and having problems, and even if you can't fix it, you can get it patched together to get it back into town.
Right.
Probably.
Yep. That's we've always been, well, I've always been mechanical, and then when Cheryl and I met, she started helping me doing oil changes, and I mean we've changed out radiators, water pumps, and it's just transmissions. We've done a lot.
A
So
lot of
walls
them.
down, put walls up,
yeah.
Took what down?
walls in the house.
Oh, in the house. Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We'll attempt anything that doesn't scare us.
And this hasn't been much.
Good.
Except aligning that slide. So it's like,
Well, especially got warranty. You
Well,
don't-
Yeah.
and the fact that you spend all this money on something so big, and it's almost the same as purchasing a house, and it's just such a big item that you want them to fix it under the warranty. Otherwise it would have been something we did ourselves. But it was big. It was a big thing to fix.
yeah, 'cause
Would you have tried to replace that floor yourself? That gets out of my maintenance. I usually try to do, but that would be.
we would have probably still gone the Eternabond route first, just to stop it from getting any worse, because it was really like just the very, very edge. But because it was starting to rot and it was water soaked, I mean, it wasn't the whole slide floor, it was just right behind the driver's seat. We probably would have dried it out and then tried to just put the Eternabond on just to stop the water from going in again.
There's also some products out there
Yes.
that can harden up rotted wood and things like that. So we would have
We
tried.
would have tried
something
all
like
of that.
Yeah.
But as far, like Cheryl said, being under warranty, and that was still, because we had brought it in for slide issues, it was still, even though we were out of warranty, they still had to honor the
J-code.
warranty, and they did. But like our Class C, we never took it in for warranty work because we figured the dealers around us wouldn't do it because we didn't buy from them. So we did everything ourselves, including replacing the rubber roof.
Yeah, you told me that the other day. That's a
Sure.
pretty big deal. How about your solar? I mean, do you have? You said you were probably going to do that yourself.
Oh,
You gonna do
definitely,
that?
definitely.
Do you have experience in that, or is that stuff you got to get figured out?
There'll be a video on it.
Yeah, you're.
I will make a video on it.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, I've been researching it for a while. I've worked in electrical before, 110 and 12 volts. So I'm not really that worried about it. But we take all the precautions too. And if there's something I don't understand, I just won't go through it. I will make sure I talk to people. And if it comes down to a point where I can't do it, then we'll have it done.
A lot of people do it themselves. So
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, there's a lot of it. Can't quite grasp that charger and converting. It just gets a little thick for me sometimes. But I know there's YouTube videos out there, and a lot of people that are just regular Joes that have done it.
Because I've been researching solar now for probably since we got Maggie, so over 2 years. So I have a lot of information. I've talked to a lot of people who have done it themselves, and so it's basically going to be the cost of just but purchasing the equipment.
And that's like a couple $1,000s to buy your panels, and
Depends how many you want, and it depends what kind of
like 600 or 800 is what I hear a
a lot. Is that?
Well, again, it just comes down to between what charge control or what type of charge control you're going to use, what you're going to use.
But
for
what would you
batteries.
guess you would doing it yourself that you would spend? Just a ballpark number.
Spend?
Is that
No.
2,000 or
No,
5,000
no,
or 15?
no, just the 2 lithium batteries I'm looking at will cost 2,000. So we'll probably drop between 4 and 5 maybe by the time it's all done. Set up the way that I want.
And that's only
And you-
because we're gonna go lithium
Yeah.
because of
And
the
you think
weight.
you and now lithium, is that kind of basically just like a huge cell phone battery? I mean, isn't it that same kind of? They operate that way or not?
The ones we're looking at battle-born batteries, and I've emailed and talked with the company extensively, and they've tried to. They're telling us that the battery can be brought down 100%, which I still don't understand.
But if you
that.
think of your cell phone, it can do that.
Yes,
That's-
but other lithium batteries are saying if you bring them down past 80, then you're going to start damaging the battery. So the beauty about lithium versus your flooded or even your AGM, it will go until there's nothing left and your lights won't dim at all. They'll just stop.
But like your cell phone battery, once again,
Pretty
it
much,
seems like
pretty
it
much,
pretty
yes.
much. That's how a guy told me that one time. And if you think of it like that, you can kind of wrap your head around it, and
Yeah,
that makes sense.
because with AGM or flooded batteries, as they start to get down, your lights start to dim.
oh yeah, or your car, you go to
Yeah,
start.
there you go. Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's why we'd rather go with the lithium, because you could get more amp hours out of it, and they weigh less. They cost a lot more, but from all the research that I've been doing, by the time the lithiums are depleted themselves, if
You'd replace your lead acid 2 or 3 times.
Right,
yeah,
right.
it actually works out that your lead acid, you would have paid more for your lead acid than you would for the
Yeah, I've
initial
heard-
cost
I've
of the
heard that.
lithium. So it's just, everything sounds like a win-win. So it's just, and Cheryl had found it, depending when we do it, there could be a tax deduction too. So we're still checking into all of that.
For solar,
also. Yes,
Yeah.
installing it on
renewable energy, or whatever.
Yeah, you can deduct some of the costs. So it's, let's face it, with these, it's all about saving money.
There you go.
Exactly.
You just need to get some more subscribers on your YouTube, and then have Battleborn
Yeah, there you go, there you go.
say do an unboxing for us or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Maybe, you never know, right? You gotta ask.
True story. I think that's how it works.
Mm-hmm.
How long would you guess? Y'all are in your early 50s, somewhere like that?
Cheryl just hit 50 and I'm 57.
Okay. So how long do you think you would? I know you don't know, but if it goes how you think you're doing this for a few years, then come back to a house, or for 20 years, or what would you guess?
What, after being on the road since September 12th, I would just keep going until I didn't want to do it anymore, or one of us didn't want to do it anymore. That's how I would look at it right now. But that wouldn't stop us from, if we ran across, because what we would like is we'd like a small log cabin, maybe about 1,000 square feet, on a lot of acreage in northern New Hampshire. If that opportunity came along and we could afford it and still stay on the road, then we would purchase that, and that would be our exit strategy.
And that sounds like a good one, where you get enough land where you can park your RV there and be here in the summer, and then,
Yep.
whoop, it's getting cool. Let's load
Yeah,
up and-
exactly, exactly.
So we'll winterize our house instead of the
Yeah.
Exactly. Now that would be cool.
How about your mail? You ought to know, you're a retired postal employee,
Yes.
and all of us doing this full time and have got questions about our mail. You got any inside scoop on a way to get your mail?
We just started looking into that now. The post office does have a program.
Yeah, the post office has a new program that came out. It was coming out right before I retired, where they will they'll make a copy of whatever you're getting, the outside of the letter, and they'll send you an email.
Oh, I get that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've
before-
been getting that for
Yeah.
But I did find
that, and
out-
that is a great thing, because it goes to our daughters.
Now
and
that
then
I don't
she's-
work there anymore, because now people are waiting on this, and if for some reason that letter, when they took the picture, didn't actually get to me as the carrier, they're going, "Where's my letter?" I don't know. I don't have it.
That's what it says. That this is coming today.
And there you go.
Yeah.
But I did look at this in our local town. There's a mail delivery service that will, for $9.99 a month. That's the bottom basic package. They'll scan the letters. If we want them opened, they'll open them.
And scan them and
the
send them
inside.
to
us. Oh, okay, yeah.
If we have a package that comes, they'll forward it to where we want to. And supposedly we can even use it as our residential address.
You're still checking into that.
So
Because
it's still early in the process of learning about it, but it's right in our hometown right now, so I'm hoping we can use it even for our registrations on our vehicles. so that we don't have to worry
So
about
do you
that.
have the idea that this is just in a place where you're from? Or do you think that's
Well,
going to
all
be-
different regions have, a lot of
Yeah.
regions have
Yeah,
that.
well, I know there's some because the escapees do that.
Escapees
in Texas
do
and
that.
Florida, right?
Similar
Yeah.
to escape.
Yeah, we've
If you change your domicile to Texas,
yes.
I would think that'd be prudent to change it and then use theirs. You'd want it wherever your domicile is, I think.
Right, and there's some other things that we're looking into as far as domicile and where to register vehicles and things
Yeah,
like that.
we've had a lot of people tell us different stories. I guess in Montana they'll set you up as a LLC.
Now, I don't think that's kind of tough.
Yeah, right. Well, we were boondocking at Walmart, and a Class A pulled in next to us, and they were originally from New Hampshire, and then their domicile was Florida, but their RV was set up as a LLC.
See,
and
out of
just-
Montana, and their RV is registered in Montana, so they sent us the information, we haven't.
Yeah,
We talked to the attorneys there. This was an LLC out of Montana when we bought it. But it kind of boils down to if you're just doing it to avoid taxes, which is the reason. Well, that's not the. Well, it is the reason you do it. Because you can register this motorhome there was going to cost us $99 or $95, and it's like $2,200 in Nevada where we
Yeah.
lived.
Yeah, same thing with
And
New
so we
Hampshire.
would have been doing it to avoid taxes. And they said they'll hunt you because all states are wanting more money, need more money, and they'll come after you.
Well, that's the whole thing. Like we said, he sent the information, but we haven't even looked into that
Yeah.
yet. We have
A
so
lot of
many other-
people do it, but you're kind of risking it. But South Dakota's good, and Florida and Texas. Those are the three you really hear
Yeah,
about.
we're gonna look into escapees and see how that works, or
Yeah. And then
see. That's still early.
we need to compare all the states. I mean, we like New Hampshire because that's where we live, and there's no sales tax, but the registration is ridiculous on the RV. So we're not being held to New Hampshire, but it's good to know that company's right there. So when we start out, that way there, get our feet wet, and
Because that is a big hurdle. It seems simple, but it is a big hurdle changing all that stuff.
Yeah.
So domicile statement's the next one. You're thinking you'll stay with New Hampshire probably.
For now.
for now, because by the time we probably hit the road, we're going to have to re-register it. So, and that's a lot of money to just turn around and go someplace else
Yeah.
for a domicile.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
Right.
If you re-registered, I bet you don't change at least for a year.
For a year,
more than likely.
Yeah.
Well, plus we have Get Gone as our license plates. I don't know if I can get that in another state.
RV groups, you mentioned that. Are y'all members of any RV groups or found any like Escapees, Passport America, Thousand Trails? What do y'all
Passport
find on?
America.
Camping, Good
well,
Sam's.
Yeah, for the discounts, Good Sam's, because we just found out that Good Sam's discounts.
Gas.
Gas.
At Pilot and Flying J.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that.
We did not know that. We've been
So we filled up the RV, we filled up the Jeep.
because we've been good Sam members really since the Class C. So that's a new thing that we know now, which is good. But as far as like going into campgrounds and stuff like that, we always ask.
Now, I think you have to get their fueling card too, don't you?
No. We're able to take our card, we stick it in before we put in the credit card, and it lowers the price.
After the credit card. Reversed.
No, is that whatever?
The first time we did it wrong.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah.
We did it wrong several times. They've got a fueling card that you can get through them where you just you use gas. That's why.
Oh,
On the
okay.
diesel items, you
Okay.
can't use your credit card. You have to go inside. To
Oh,
do
okay.
it.
Yeah.
And that's the difference. So, but they'll give you your own card. You're almost a junior truck driver card. So you can use it at the pump, and then they send you a bill, and you got to pay it. But then it takes, like you said, right off the
so
bat, 8 cents.
That's like a credit card then.
It's
A
kind of,
gas-
well, yeah,
Gas credit
kind of
card.
like your credit card, but you got to pay in full by the end of the month.
Yep.
They don't give you. It's
Like
a
an-
short credit, a junior credit card for a junior trucker.
Yep.
So that's a good discount. And then Passport America, do y'all use it very much? Have
Passport
that been
America.
helpful?
Passport America, we got it before we took off on this trip because we had it back when we had the Class C. We got it again, and the second night it paid itself off.
And what does it cost for Passport America for people
It's
that don't?
$44.95. We got it at Camping
Camping
World, $10 off, so it was $34.95. I mean, you can't beat that with a stick, really.
Right.
You really can't.
Excellent.
Other things we always ask at the campgrounds is AAA, AARP.
AARP is
I'm
pretty
not
good.
ashamed.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, you're there now, huh? Yeah.
Because you earned it.
Yes, that's right.
Well, the funny part is they wanted me when I turned 50, and I just kept throwing the stuff away. And as soon as Cheryl turned 50, she said, I'm embracing it, and I'm sending for it. And, of course, now they sent me a card because
Of course.
she's a member.
Exactly. That's a good thing.
Yeah, and the veterans discounts.
Yep.
How about our village? Do y'all do that at all?
We actually signed up for that, but we really haven't done anything with it or looked at it. They keep sending us emails saying someone is in our area, and once we're fully on the road, then we're gonna.
The part I like, and I mention those a lot because there's not a huge amount of. It's just a social kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But as we meet different RVers and do these interviews and talk to people and stuff, I try to talk them into signing up because then, like, as you travel and then you check into somewhere in Oklahoma or South Dakota, then all of your friends, you like Facebook, and they said, "Oh, Cheryl just checked in Miles City, North Dakota, or whatever it is." You can kind of keep up with where your friends are, and then you kind of maybe we're heading to Oregon, and you see you got a friend up in South Dakota. You say, "Hey, let's meet at." We're only 300 miles apart, and you can start, because it's really, for us anyway, I feel, we like meeting you guys or meeting Jeff. They'll be here in an hour or so. But you meet people and you meet them a couple times, you start kind of, wow, these people we like, and we'd like to see them again. But then here comes Tuesday, and now you're going this way 500 miles, we're going,
Yeah,
and you know you'll never see again, and that kind of helps. And so we've got to circle back and meet 2 or 3 people. So I think it's good, and people that do this full time, that's the real benefit. Is getting
That's good.
Yeah, well, that's why we haven't fully embraced it yet, but we haven't canceled it either.
Yeah. Anyway, just keep it. It's a
Yeah,
neat
oh,
thing,
no,
and as
definitely.
you start meeting more and more people,
Well, we've seen your interviews too.
Yeah.
That's the other thing that's in the back of the mind too. Is that, well, yeah, we got to. It's just one of the other things we'll be making sure we take care of for hitting the road
because it's hard meeting new people all the time. You want to see some of the people. Oh, I already met that guy. Yeah, we can
definitely.
Exactly.
just go have a beer and start on stage 3.
Yeah, we've met some people just out here that we hope to see again. You know what I mean? And your neighbors, some of them just end up becoming the friendliest people. As a matter of fact, it was a couple from Florida that told us about the cheap gas with the Good Sam's card.
It didn't even you get an inside scoop like that.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yes,
hey, wow.
yes.
This is so cool.
Yeah, never knew. You learn something new every single day.
Yes.
Hopefully. Healthcare, I think y'all kind of got it. That's everybody's probably the biggest thing for sub-Medicare folks.
We lucked out because being from the post office, I just can carry it with me for the same price we were paying then. So
Nice.
that's just something that was not a stumbling block for us at all.
So y'all both get to do that insurance.
Yeah,
You
and
both
my
come with
son's still
insurance.
covered, too,
Yeah.
until
So
he's
that's just a
26, so-
great.
Yeah, we lucked out on that. It's just,
Yeah.
it was one good reason to stay with the post office to the end.
Yeah, and when I got out of work and had I not been able to be on his plan,
Yeah, then
I'd be finding another job.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's where I think a lot of people are. We've got the money we can hit our budget, we can buy the RV, but we can't afford our health care. We got to stay working to keep insurance.
It's very expensive.
No, that's one thing that we looked at was, well, actually, your great budgets that you do every month. We kind of was watching that because we've been keeping track of what kind of money we would be spending, and then we're looking at your budget saying, okay, well, we wouldn't do this, but we would do this, so we add a little bit more. The numbers look good.
So what, because that's always everybody's biggest question, can we afford it? And we're running right around that 40 and stuff. If somebody was, do you think whether you're boondocking, 1,000 trails, whatever, say somebody's got 35,000 or 32,000, below that, how hard a time do you think they will have trying this lifestyle? Do you think they could still do this and enjoy it and have fun on this?
It depends what they do.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it comes down to, Cheryl and I are not big touristy people. We like to do things that basically don't cost anything, but we find very exciting. So we save money there right on the entertainment itself. You know, I mean, we were in the Wisconsin Dells. You could easily spend a lot of money up there on all those attractions. We did one. It was $5 each. So.
Oh, wow.
Oh, so that's the upside
The
down.
upside down White House.
Yeah.
Ah,
I saw that.
That was fun.
Yeah, I mean, we went in.
It was tacky, but it was fun.
It was tacky, but it was fun. I mean, it was just
But for
something.
$5.
Yeah.
But we make things have a good time.
Yeah.
You know, we make it a good time as we're doing some of these things.
And then as far as because the stores, I mean, we bought 2 shirts and a shot glass, but out of all the stores, the only place we shopped everything was $4.99, so that's where we went in.
Yep.
So I mean, you can easily spend a lot of money anywhere you go, it's, you know, and that's going to affect what your monthly budget is going to be.
Yeah. If you had somebody come and ask you that we don't do a lot of fancy stuff, a lot of fancy touristy stuff. We've got an RV and it's paid for, but my Social Security or whatever is $32,000. Because you read a lot of people boondocking, they're doing it for under $30,000 a year, and those real low numbers. And that seems like it. You know, that's getting pretty close. Would you think they could, or?
Again, it depends how they're going to do it. I mean, if you're going to boondock most of the time, and you know, and not use campgrounds, or if you have 1,000 trails, and depending, I mean, do you drink alcohol?
Yeah,
you know,
that adds up too.
You know,
Yeah, it does.
do you have to have prime rib? You know, can you eat hamburger instead?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have to eat out all the time? These are what all come into the factor. How far are you going to travel? Because I know Cheryl and I, we've been traveling way too much, but we wanted to get the full experience.
Mm-hmm.
But just the gas that we've been putting into Maggie, and then the gas into the Jeep, and you know, then staying at the different campgrounds because we don't have the 1,000 trails pass yet. I mean, right now we are staying within budget because of the fact that I would rather stop by the roadside attraction than go pay $30 for a boat ride.
Do you think y'all will do some? Well, I think you will. You've already said it. But stop and spending when you're traveling somewhere, or something, a Walmart, or a roadside park, or those kind of things. You don't have any issues with those?
No.
No.
No, I think
Yeah,
we'll
that
be
comes
good.
in awful handy.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, right now, I mean, without the solar, we have to manage our electricity.
Yep.
That's a challenge, but that's
But
something you just learn to do.
It's just the one night, so it's not that big a deal.
But man, you've got a generator, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but we try to follow the rules and not run it as much, you know, and things like that. So we get there fully up to max on our batteries, and we just limit what we're doing in the RV. I'm not going to run the convection microwave because I know it's going to take a lot out of the batteries. So.
But a lot of in the summertime, you're there now. We got let's.
Well,
Some people are tough
summer.
enough and they go sit in the shade, but I like to.
Yeah, we won't say we don't want to be the first ones to turn on the generator.
You don't want to be those people.
I don't want to be those people. I want to be the people that were like, well, someone else is doing it. I guess we should.
Mine's quieter than his. They won't hear mine.
And if it's hot and humid, I'll pick a campground over staying at a Walmart or whatever, because I don't like the heat.
The only time we really stay at Walmart, you're traveling and we just
You
want
just
to
need a place
rest.
to sleep. Yeah.
And man, I hate spending $30 or $40 just
Just to sleep, yeah.
sleep. Everybody almost does. So we're kind of up to our mud fun stuff, and I'm going to put some links up here, but kind of tell everybody about some of your. We've had a number of people say, you know, I like doing whatever I like doing. What do you guys do to keep busy or to entertain yourselves? And we're 70, and quite honestly, we don't go do a whole lot of climbing mountains, or we don't even go golfing much anymore. You know, we read, and we'll go to town and we'll walk around little easy trails or go see some stuff, but not stuff that somebody's going to say, oh wow, that's what I want to do. But y'all do some stuff that people
But you
would
don't
say,
know that.
huh?
People might like what you do.
Well, 70-year-old people would.
Exactly.
Some of us 50-year-olds. I mean,
Yeah.
I like that little shopping you were doing and the little ride on the rocking horse.
Yeah.
I would have done that in a heartbeat.
Yeah. There are some, but it's not most of the stuff we do. People wouldn't say, "Oh yeah, that might be fun for a day," but I wouldn't want to do it all year, my life. But I was pretty intrigued. I'd heard you talk about it, and you'd referenced it before, but I went and watched some of y'all's videos, and y'all really get out and do it. Kind of tell the people, and this stuff is free.
Mm-hmm.
So you're geocaching in your 3 states, and you're just all those kind of things.
Yeah. Pretty much when we hit a new state, well, in the RV anyway, we like to get a geocache, because we get a digital souvenir. I mean, it means nothing, but it's just one of those things. New state. You know, go get a geocache. We have to take the picture of the state.
So you look on an app, and it tells you where all these things are hidden and stuff.
Yeah, geocaching.com.
Okay.
And they're all over the world. I mean, we found 715 of them, I think, and we're considered that's a low number. People found tens of thousands of them. It's
We're
just-
still babies.
Yeah.
Babies. Huh?
But geocaching has brought us to some very unique places that we didn't even know existed. Plane crash sites. All sorts of
Old abandoned bridges.
abandoned buildings,
old
stuff,
abandoned mines.
ghost towns.
Ghost towns.
I saw one thing where y'all climbed down in Paddock Mine.
Mm-hmm.
Back on there's mines and stuff back out west, but it seemed like they're all roped off and you can't get to them and stuff. But this one where y'all went, and you looked like there was 2 or 3 different mines that y'all have found and gone down into and stuff.
Yep.
And
That was
explored.
actually called the Paddock Obsession.
Yeah, because
Y'all call it that, or that's what?
But that's
Y'all-
what the group,
Okay.
our friends and us started calling it that, because every time we thought we were done with the Paddock mines, another mine showed up. So it ended up being.
And another, is it connected? I just watched one of them. Are they connected?
No,
they're
No?
not.
no, they're in different spots.
Is Paddock the name of a mountain? Or
Paddock was the name of the guy who it was
So
his mines.
he
was the owner.
made several different mines, not necessarily
he
connected.
was getting copper. He also has mines in Vermont that we haven't been to. This was just one particular section where there was 3 vertical mines and 3 horizontal mines and 2 verticals.
Horizontal and 2
So
verticals.
So y'all went down in this big hole,
110 feet. Down.
110
Yeah.
feet.
Yeah, climbed down a little caving ladder with a security line
Yeah.
to get us down there, just to go down and see it, because we saw that we were actually hiking the mountain that they're on, Gardner Mountain, and we ran across bushwhacking. Yeah, because it was a fire tower thing. We were
Bushwhacking means there's no trail,
There's no
so
trail.
you have to cut a trail.
Yeah, you use a GPS and,
and
you
you
follow.
just-
You go
you-
up to the top of the mountain,
you
get
try-
to the highest point, and look for remnants of the fire tower or whatever
Yeah.
you're looking for up there.
You try to find a path of least resistance, and sometimes it's not that easy.
And then you have to get yourself back down.
Yep.
So hopefully you can follow the path back down, or follow a better path back down.
But when we were doing that, we came upon this massive, massive hole, and we were looking down there, and we didn't know what it was, and there was no way we could get down it. So we kind of just forgot about it, really. And then we started doing more and more research in the area. We found out that it was part of the Paddock mines, and we attempted it twice. Two of us made it down the first time, which was probably a little dangerous. We didn't have the safety lines with us. So then we decided to get the safety lines in a full harness and go down on the ladder, and myself, Cheryl, and 2 of our friends came down, and it was pretty exciting, and it was cold.
And you've got a complete video story of this
yeah.
whole name. Give us that website again.
That would be on our We Are Mud Fun YouTube channel. It's
Okay.
WERMUDFUN.
And I'll put a link to that up here too.
Oh, thank you.
And I think you'll enjoy that. They've gone some pretty fun-looking places and climbed some pretty. What's that mountain? It was like 4 miles, and it was.
Oh, Katahdin, you mean?
I don't know.
With the bars?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Mount Katahdin.
And just boulders and stuff.
That's where the Appalachian Trail ends.
Oh.
Starts down in Georgia, and that's the end of it. And even though we did not do it, we had talked about doing the Appalachian Trail in 2020, but I think that's going on the back burner. But I wanted the picture on the top of Katahdin with that sign that shows the end of the Appalachian Trail, and we finally got it. And that was a tough mountain. That was
a
trail.
one day. Y'all did that in one day.
Yes.
Yeah, we have yet to sleep out on a mountain. We did 4 mountains. Actually, it was 7, because 3 of them we had to come back over one time when we did the bonds. That was we did 26 miles. We left at like 5:45 in the morning and came back. We got back to our vehicle at 8 o'clock at night. We brought sleeping bags just in case we weren't going to make it.
So y'all went 26 miles when you went to the top of
Up
that.
and down.
Out-
Now, how do you know those miles? Is that GPS that tells you that how far you went, or how do you know how far you went?
my GPS kept track.
Yeah.
Okay.
And these were set trails.
These were set trails, but they weren't easy. This is way out in Neverland. I mean, just give you an example. One of the mountains in New Hampshire is called Isolation. It's because there's nothing around. You actually, to get to it, on one of the trails, you go higher than the mountain itself. Then you got to come down to get it. So, Isolation. It's out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's beautiful out there. No man-made structures or anything. It's absolutely gorgeous.
And probably not real crowded.
No.
Some of them are. Some of them are very.
But that
crowded.
isolation thing.
That
No,
isolation
no,
is
no,
not.
no,
No,
not too
crowded.
no, and we did that one twice.
Yeah.
So is your Mud Fun website, is that history, or will y'all be up doing new adventures and
No,
putting
basically,
new videos there?
Basically, what we're doing on that is we don't want to end that channel because we have a ton of followers out there and subscribers.
You got like 6,000 or 7,000 people
Yeah, about
following
like
that.
6,800 right
Yeah.
now. But what we wanted to do, because that channel is so diversified, because there's hiking, there's Cheryl's cooking, there's reviews on items, there's how-tos out there, there's Jeep stuff, and then we had the RV stuff out there. And it was so diversified that people were like, I want you to start doing more hiking videos. I want you to do more how-to videos. We decided to take the Jeep and the RV off of that channel because we knew we were going to be full-timing and give it its own channel. And what we've been doing when we go to like high pointing, which is every state has a high point, and highpointing.org is the organization that keeps track
So
of
you
all the
climb
high
to the highest point in the state.
Or drive.
Yeah,
Or drive counts?
We've been lucky.
Oh, well, then we may do that.
We've been
You could
lucky.
do Indiana, Ohio. Those are all easy. You can drive them.
Yeah, we came out to the Midwest, and I was like, whoa, I like high pointing out here. I don't even sweat.
You just drive, huh?
So, but what we do though is we'll take some of those, especially the ones that we climb to, and we will put just a snippet in the Get Gone With Us video.
Okay.
And then over on We Are Mud Fun, we will do the whole video on it, on the high point, explaining the
So
history
We Are
and stuff.
Mud Fun is a live thing that's going to keep getting
Keeps
new
going.
content.
It's going to keep going, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it'd be worth it. In other words, if somebody went there and liked that, it'd be worth it to subscribe because there's
Yeah.
going to be new
Yeah.
adventures.
Oh yeah, no, we will keep stuff going there. There's actually we left to start this, and I have a video that's going to be very, very detailed on an old ghost town that I'm still working on that will be put up on We Are Mud Fun.
So to answer you guys' question that ask what all can you, if you're RVing, I mean, y'all do the thing where is there a number of states where like 3 states come together?
Yeah,
Is that
those are
pretty
called
common?
tri-points.
Called what?
Tri-points.
Tri-point.
Where they all come together. There's usually a monument there, or you could just.
Geographical survey marker
I don't know if they
on
have
the
those or not.
tri-point. There was one in the middle of the road.
Oh yes.
One of them y'all cleaned off. I remember seeing it.
Yeah, that was the one. That was the one she's talking. That was
Yeah.
Ohio, Michigan, and Indiana. It was right there in the middle of the road.
So when you get a tri-point, do you like sign your name somewhere? Do you get any?
No, that's
or just you just know you did it?
That's just something.
You know,
we
there's
did.
42 of them, and we've been to 10 of them.
It's something like that. Yeah.
And then you went.
some of them are underwater, so you can't get to them.
Oh really? Oh, in a
That's
lake or a
fair.
river or something.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
But it's just cool to say that you go there, and we generally will just wrap our arms around the around the monument and have our feet so that we are in 3 states at one time. So there's one spot, and it's down. And I don't want to give all the states because I could be wrong, but there's one area in the United States where there's 4 states.
Oh yeah, we've been there a couple
We've been
times.
there.
Oh, what state?
Yeah.
4 corners.
Four
Yeah,
corners.
see?
You got one up on us.
Yeah. Well, but I may not because I saw a couple of years ago that they had it marked for like the last 100 years, but they were like 10 miles off.
In the wrong location.
And,
Seriously.
and so they had to move it. So where we went is not where it is.
So if you don't tell people that part of the story, then you're in there.
Yeah.
And that's the same holds true for high pointing because there are a lot of mountains that were considered the high point, but then they do the geological
Geographical survey team.
Yeah.
They go out there
and
and
they
we
find
go.
out this other mountain
Sorry.
is actually the high point.
So
Like
then
say-
you've got to go back to redo that.
I don't know the rules on that. We'll have to find out. So
that-
far, we've only run into it where that used to be the high point,
Yeah.
and now we've done this one.
But, well, because the
yeah.
technology has gotten so much better now. Like I think it was Tim's Hill that we went to. Yeah, it was. It was determined that it was what they thought was the high point was. I'm drawing a blank. But anyway, what they thought was the high point ended up being 11 inches lower than Tim's Hill, and it's a big thing for these communities to say that they have the highest point in the state.
I
So.
can imagine.
I'll be darned.
So you've got that tri-state and you've got geocaching.
Mhm.
And what you named a couple more. Oh, the highest point, tri-state's highest point, geocaching.
Yeah, and then we will go into mines. We will go into caves,
Abandoned things.
abandoned things.
So there's a lot of stuff there. If you're, what would be the word? Not athletic,
Adventurous.
but adventurous, and in semi good shape, and not 70. Well, I guess there are probably some 70-year-olds that are doing it, but
The geocaching, there's no age limit.
There's no
on it.
age limit. Everyone can do
They have
that.
kid-friendly geocaches.
They have dog,
right.
pet friendly.
Pet-friendly, but there are older folks doing it, much older than you doing it, and it's not hard to do.
And don't sell yourself short. When we were hiking one time, there was a guy headed out to the Bonds, which they are way far out. That's when we did 26 miles. When we did all, and ended up being 7 of them coming back. Full pack. He was going out for a week. He's 72 years
I'm not
old.
so much selling myself short. I'm just looking for an excuse.
Oh, is that what it is?
One
So
of the
there's a
things-
lot of stuff to do, and it doesn't cost a whole lot.
No.
Just getting in shape.
Once you got a pack and
It's-
stuff to put in it, it's all free.
just don't
Good
tell
to
the
go.
states. We don't want them to start charging.
Exactly. Absolutely.
Although there is in New Hampshire, there is a hike safe pass card. I think it's $25 or $35 a year for a family, and it just helps you
It
out.
covers you if for some reason you need to be rescued.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
Well, no, I wasn't
That's good.
thinking that's crazy, but no, that's a good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
New Hampshire likes their hikers, and they have that hike safe card.
And it only makes sense that costs a lot of money, and people getting out of their cold, nice warm house to go out in the cold to hunt.
Well,
for
they
you,
risk their life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. So if you're not being risky and you're packed correctly, you're covered.
Well, I'm going to thank you guys so much for sharing your story with us. I think a lot of our viewers are going to get a lot of stuff out of this.
I hope so.
And hopefully you sell your house for a big number above asking price in like 30 days.
Yeah.
And you get out on the road.
Yeah.
And we get to meet up with you again.
Yeah, that would be great.
No, definitely we want to meet up with you guys again.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
And the next step is Pearl and Cheryl are making us what?
Enchilada casserole.
Chicken enchilada casserole. And we get a lot of people requesting for some more cooking videos. This is not going to be a real cooking video, but it's going to just be a little quickie on the end of us.
It's gonna teach me.
And then Jeff and Lori will be here in about 30 minutes. And we're going to, the six of us, have some chicken enchilada casserole.
Can't wait.
I can't either. But I think I have another beer between now and then.
The second time it was.
I was talking about your dinner on the video and I forgot to film it. So what'd you do back? You put a slide topper on or something there, Mr. Jeff?
Well, I have this guy who professes to be like an expert because he's been like full-time RVing all this time. He says, "I'll come help you. I'll show you. I can do this. It's easy." And he put it on backwards. And I'm like, I didn't know. I'm a newbie. I admit it. But this guy, he was like, I'm all this. I can do this easy. Just watch. And it breaks. And he goes like, well, I'll be back in a few weeks. I'll help you again. I think we put it on backwards. I said, probably.
Maybe he wanted to help you learn better. He figured you'd learn and remember it better. Maybe he's a real good guy.
No, not this one.
I think I'm going to talk to this side of the table one more time.
That guy hasn't helped us with anything yet.
Wow.
Oh, the battery's dead. Sorry.
So how did you enjoy dinner?
Dinner was excellent. You did a great job, baby.
Thank you, sweetie. How about the company? Did you enjoy the evening?
Well, except for Jeff. We had, I don't know if it showed on the videos, folks, but Jeff and Lori, they brought over a bottle of wine, some cheesecake, and Chuck and Cheryl brought over salad. And Pearl
Salad
made
dressings.
Chicken
Enchilada casserole.
Chicken enchilada casserole. Awesome. My deal is I got to do the dishes, that's the way it works. But the thing about RV lifestyle is the people you meet, the friendship, the camaraderie, the laughs. It is just awesome. I want to thank all of our RV friends for accepting us in the community, and we hope to meet you all at one of our next exits.
Yes.
Thank you very much. I'll do the dishes.
Thank you very much.
See you at the next exit.
Bye-bye.
So I just noticed that the whole time Jeff was giving me a hard time about helping him work on his coach, he was watching a live feed from his favorite YouTube channel, Fate Unbound.
That guy hasn't helped us with anything yet.
Wow.
Oh, the battery's dead. Sorry. And we love them all.
Yes, we do.